Hey everyone, it is the Angry Honey Badger here. It is time for another quick build. Today we'll be looking at Yasuo. He was voted for the most in the comment section of the previous quick build. If you want to vote for the next one, be sure to leave the name of a champion you'd like to see. And if you see other ones you like, don't forget to give those a thumbs up. As for Yasuo's abilities, at level 1, there's actually two options here. It's either Steel Tempest for farming or Sweeping Blade for early damage against your opponent if you're able to gap close and get on top of them. It hurts them quite a bit. But typically, what we will be doing is maxing out our Steel Tempest first, we'll max out our Sweeping Blade second, and we're going to max out our Wind Wall last. Put a point into Wind Wall first at like level 4-ish though, get a couple points into that Steel Tempest early. And then max out your ultimate at levels 6, 11, and 16. As for Yasuo's runes, these have actually changed a little bit. Now depending on what you're looking for, there's a couple ways to do this. If you want to have 100% crit chance, nowadays, you pretty much have to run full crit chance marks, and you're probably going to have to take away one of these attack damage quintessences and make one of these crit chance. I won't run quite that much crit. I'm not worried about having 100%. If you make it to 90%, you're pretty much good to go. Now, as for the rest of your runes, as for the seals, take armor when going up against ADs, but take health if going up against APs. And then as for your glyphs, make sure you take the I like to take the flat magic resist. I think those are great. And then take the attack damage quintessences. As for the Masteries page that I run for Yasuo, it's pretty simple. It is a 21 in the offense, 9 in the defense. Pick up everything in the offensive tree to help you out with your damage. And then 9 in the defense just to get a little bit of survivability there. As for the items that I like to take when playing as Yasuo, nowadays, early first level 1 item kind of comes down to a major personal preference here. Getting poked in lane, take the Doran's. If you want to have just all-around damage, you take the Doran's Blade. If you want to go ahead and rush the capabilities of Vampiric Scepter, you can take the Longsword. Or if you're going to be poked down in lane a lot, take the Boots, because you can take tons of pots with you. But that's pretty much what you're going to do at level 1. Now, your first few trips back, if you didn't get those boots, they're pretty good to have, but you're going to really want to have that Avarice Blade because you can start getting gold on those kills and just passively, and plus you get that 10% crit chance. And then if you want to get that early Vampiric Scepter, it is good for survivability in lane. First, though, finished off, getting your boots really early on Yasuo is actually decently helpful. His mobility along tagged up with the Static Shiv kind of makes him stupid unstoppable, to be honest. So you really want to get that Static Shiv. I know it did get that small nerf. Still find it incredibly important on him. I like the attack speed. I like the crit chance. I like how it builds, and I like how it is a cheap item for him to really get rolling, because that's going to be affected with other things. Now, as for your boots, two choices here. You can either go Berserker Greaves for even more attack speed. You can really start bursting people down in lane, or Merc Treads are a pretty smart choice with the tenacity involved. Now, as for your core build, it looks like this. We'll talk about it a little bit. We're going to have those boots in there, we'll have the Static Shiv. Now, either your next item will be either the Infinity Edge or the Blade of the Ruined King. A lot of people ask, which one do I build first? Infinity Edge will get you to your power spike insanely fast and will let you burst people down immediately. I personally like building this one, but it's a little bit tougher to build because it costs more and the items within it are pretty expensive. But I like Infinity Edge personally. Now, Blade of the Ruined King is also a good choice too. About the only thing that it has as a drawback is the fact that you just don't get a lot of physical damage, therefore your burst potential is a lot lower. But you can kite people out with its active, and you still get that attack speed, and you get the lifesteal, which helps you sustain in lane. So it comes down to a personal preference which one you want first. I personally like the Infinity Edge, but if you're behind, that probably is not a good idea. But you'll get to your power spike first earlier with that one. Then as for the rest of your build, you're typically going to want something to go through all of their armor because they'll probably be building some with a Last Whisper. That'll be great. And then as for your final item, a Guardian Angel is a great way to come back to life, obviously, and you get the armor and magic resist. Now, for a few options, there are some options for Yasuo. For the options, there's 3 of them. If you do not want the Guardian Angel, pick up a Banshee's Veil. It's actually going to be almost as good, to be completely honest. You're actually going to get health out of it, which will be good. Magic resist as well if you're going up against those AP mids. Now, if you're going up against a full AD team, and you don't really want either of those two, the Randuin's Omen is going to give you even more health and a lot of armor. I really do actually like that one a lot on him, quite good. And then if you really are not a fan of Blade of the Ruined King and you want to actually have more damage early and the ability to clear waves incredibly fast, then the Ravenous Hydra is actually a fantastic choice, to be honest. It's good. You usually will be switching between these two, just really depending on the team comps you're going up against and what your role is in the game. But that's going to be a quick build for Yasuo. If you have any questions, put them down below in the comments. Don't forget to also vote for the next quick build by letting me know who you would like to see. If you see somebody else comment on the one you would like to see too, leave them a thumbs up on that one, because whichever ones get the most thumbs up, those all count as votes too. So go ahead and do all of that. And yeah, go ahead and win some games with Yasuo, and good luck on the fields of justice.